Well, we are about to see some big changes coming to the weather pattern here across parts of the United States, particularly if you live west of the Colorado Rockies here. So this is what we're looking at. Over the last month or so, we've had a ridge of high pressure across the western states, and along the eastern states, we've had a dip in the jet stream. Us meteorologists call that a trough of low pressure. Why does that matter? Well, if you are in a trough, which is when the jet stream dips down, that means that areas east of the Mississippi tend to get a stormier pattern. We get better storm chances. We get better chances for snow, and we get colder temperatures. That's why we had the polar vortex. That's why we had snow as far south as Florida and Louisiana. Now, things are going to reciprocate. Now it's the opposite. Now the West Coast is going to find themselves in that dip in the jet stream. What does that mean? Well, folks that live out in Oregon, Washington, California, more rain is on the way, colder temperatures, and yes, the possibility of even some low elevation snow west of the Sierra Nevada, west of the Oregon Cascades. So now let's get right into this. So here's a look at this jet stream right now, and you'll notice that we have what we call a jet streak forming across the eastern Pacific. This is going to be tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, January 29th. And so as we head into Friday, January 31st, we're going to start seeing that jet streak forming. Why does this matter? Well, because as we get these jet streaks forming, look where they're located, over the Pacific Ocean. That tends to act like a conveyor belt transporting moisture from the Pacific Ocean to the coast of Oregon and California. So look what happens as we head into Saturday of this week. So we get this jet streak that forms. Whenever you see these strong winds, the darker oranges and reds on the map, that typically is associated with precipitation. And so what we're going to see heading into the next week or so are multiple opportunities for low elevation snow in places like Oregon and Washington, maybe even parts of California. Here's Saturday. Look what happens though with the jet stream. This is why we're talking multiple chances for that low elevation snow. Because as we head into Tuesday, now we're getting a full-blown trough. I mean, take a look at this right now. East of the Mississippi, it is warm. You have a ridge building on in. And then west of the Rockies, look at that dip in the upper level jet stream. That's going to allow things to get much colder and much rainier around here. And so that pattern continues for quite some time. I want to go ahead right now and take a look at the potential of snowfall here. And I want to go specifically to parts of Oregon where we could be looking at the possibility of some low elevation snow. And so now let's go down here and take a look at snowfall here. And again, this would be multiple rounds possible, but looking specifically at this weekend, notice that by the end of the day on Saturday, we're not looking at a high chance of snow. But then as we head towards Sunday, we're getting this lower elevation. So elevations under 2,000 feet could be looking at a little bit of snowfall this weekend. And then as we kind of draw this out, as we get multiple systems that kind of infiltrate into the area, look at Thursday going into Friday. Now parts of the Oregon Cascades and the Coast Range could be looking at several inches of snowfall here. Let's go back, and I want to show you what this will look like here in terms of the sequence of events. And so obviously today and tomorrow, not a whole lot's going on. Here's that first system. At this point, snow levels are still pretty high, probably around 4,000 to 5,000 feet. But then as we head towards Saturday, this is what we call a cold air advection. So as we head towards Saturday, you start getting some lower snow elevations forming here, where even you might get some wet snowflakes here in the Willamette Valley west of the Oregon Cascades. Heading into Sunday, now we have another system moving on in, and now that dip in the jet stream is further down to the south, and snow levels will be even lower here on Sunday. I think either way you swing it, we're not looking at a whole lot of accumulation in the Umpqua Basin or the Willamette Valley this weekend. But I do think that as we head into next week, we'll have some better chances. Wednesday and Thursday, this would be Wednesday night. You'll notice that this is probably our next best chance of low elevation snow. And then that trend continues as we head into Thursday and Friday. So what I want to look at here is I want to show you the national blend of models, which is basically you just compile all the models, and typically when you look at all of them and you blend them together, you end up somewhere in the middle. So as we look at snowfall here, notice that obviously we don't see anything for Friday, and then as we head towards Saturday, by Monday morning there could be a little bit in the Portland area. Notice that road temperatures are probably still warm, so nothing's probably going to stick to the ground, but there might be a little something. As we head towards Tuesday, same thing, some flakes. The timing is everything, though. And so if the rain comes in at night, it's going to be a lot easier to drag that cold air from aloft down to the ground and get that switch over to snow. On the contrary, if the rain arrives in the afternoon, temperatures are in the upper 30s, lower 40s, it's going to be hard to get that switch over. So as we head towards late next week, again, Wednesday and Thursday is really when the models are hinting at the best chance of a little bit of snow. So take a look at this right here. Not much for Monday and Tuesday, then suddenly Wednesday, even the national blend of models showing some decent snowfall in the Willamette Valley. I used to live and work out in this part of the state, and so it's tricky. The models actually don't handle low elevation snow all that well, and so what matters is really looking at the synoptic setup. And I think that every winter there's at least one or two opportunities to get some lower elevation snow, and I do think for sure Wednesday going into Thursday will be something to keep an eye out for. So that's it for now. Make sure to keep on checking in for some updates.